How are people buying houses this day and age? Dude, I bought my house in 2020, and if I had to buy my house today, impossible. I don't know. I just don't get it. I've seen the interest rates, I've seen the prices of houses, and there's no way.
Guys, please tell me where you are finding these mortgage prices. Like $3,000 for a mortgage. I would love to know where I could buy a nice house for that price here in LA.
So something life-altering has happened to me and my family, and I've been debating about whether I want to talk about it or not. But I just saw a TikTok of a guy that went through the exact same thing. The only difference was, in my opinion, it's worse for my family.
Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Alex and today we're going to be talking about insane mortgage. Paying for a house you barely see. If it's familiar, let's go. Every month your paycheck goes straight to the bank, do not pass go. You're basically renting from yourself at luxury prices. Interest rates are so high you feel like you're tipping your lender. The house owns you more than you own it. You skip vacations because your mortgage is the vacation. One repair bill and your budget is in the ISU. You start praying your roof lasts longer than your lawn. By the time it's paid off, your kids will inherit the driveway. Yeah, guys, this is what happened with the mortgages right now. So it's gonna be a lot of videos about that. So let's dive into the videos and watch, guys.
How are people buying houses this day and age? Dude, I bought my house in 2020, and if I had to buy my house today, impossible. I don't know. I just don't get it. I've seen the interest rates, I've seen the prices of houses, and there's no way. I got lucky. I bought my house when I did. Oh, boy, am I grateful for that. Thank you, God.
Okay, guys, let me know in the comments below. What about your places when you bought your houses or maybe you're renting? Let me know in the comments below. And is the high interest rates right now for you when you bought the houses? Maybe it was 2020. I will be very happy to read all your comments, and please like, share, subscribe. It really helps to grow my channel. Let's dive in the next videos, guys, and watch.
Guys, please tell me where you are finding these mortgage prices. Like $3,000 for a mortgage. I would love to know where I could buy a nice house for that price here in LA. I don't want any Victorville, Palmdale, Hesperia, nothing in the IE. I want somewhere in Ventura County, Thousand Oaks, Westlake Village, Camarillo, even Moore Park. I'll even do Long Beach. Long Beach is nice, parts of it. Bellflower, Norwalk, Downey, Whittier. Where are you finding houses that are at this price? Because I would love to know. I would love to be paying $3,000 for a mortgage in any of those areas that I just listed. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, preferably. Not new build, but like move-in ready. I don't want carpet. I want central heating, the AC, new roof, new floors. So let me know, and maybe I can buy a house next year.
Okay, guys, so let me know in the comments below what is the best advice going to be for this lady. Maybe we have someone from California that can, comment and tell us, is it really, I don't know, is it even possible to buy such house, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, in the area Long Beach somewhere there, for $3,000? I mean, is it okay for mortgage there? Probably with prices right now, it's gonna be cost much more. I think so, but let me know in the comments below. I'll be very happy to read them all. So let's dive in the next video and watch, guys. It's going to be pretty interesting.
And they think that they can get me at 4.49%, I think.
Whoa, that's a big jump from 2.1% to 4.49%. We should definitely take a closer look at that. I can tell you that we've been seeing some pretty competitive rates in the market lately, and I'd be happy to run some numbers and see what we can do for you. Would you be open to exploring some other options with us?
Yeah, for sure. Do you think that you can beat that rate?
I'd be surprised if we couldn't, Mitch. We work with a wide range of lenders and have access to some really competitive rates. Let me just check a few things real quick. Based on your current situation, I think we might be able to get you something in the mid-twos, possibly even lower, depending on a few factors. Can you just confirm your credit score is still in good shape?
What do you think, guys? You see, the agents work really good, for sure. Okay, guys, let's dive in the next video and watch.
We were having a conversation with my mum today, and she was basically saying, why don't you guys buy your house now? Like, why are you renting? Why are you looking to rent when you get married? Like, you should own the house that you live in. And we were just like, oh my gosh, this is just how the older generation think. And it's not necessarily a bad thing to buy a house, but why buy a house on a mortgage? You know that's not your house. Like,
the video I'm about to make right now is a very important video. I feel a bit bad in it because Blessing and Faith, two friends of mine as well, they made that video directly after I made my video, and they're getting cooked for saying the exact same thing that I said. Maybe they didn't give their reasoning as well as I gave my reasoning, but let me tell you what this all boils down to. This is what it boils down to. You look that follow me, you look that follow Blessing and Faith, we make content for entrepreneurs. And what being an entrepreneur means, by definition, is taking on risk. So when we say we're not taking out a mortgage on our house to live in, what we are saying is this. That 50k that you saved up for a long time to put into a deposit for a house in an area that you don't really want to live in, that 50k that you're spending on your deposit for the house with the furnishing the property, the legal fees, that same 50k me, Blessing, Faith and other entrepreneurs, we would rather put that money into upskilling ourselves, into growing a business. We are saying we'd rather spend that 50k on things that will make us rich, not house asset rich, but cash rich. Rather spend that 50k on upskilling ourselves, on growing our network, on learning new skills, on meeting new people, on mentorship, on programs, on things that's going to make us cash rich at a younger age. When we are cash rich, we can then buy as many houses as we want. Not wait 30 years to own one house. Those hundreds of thousands of pounds that you will spend over those 30 years on interest, on money that's literally on something that's literally nothingness, on literally nothing, on interest, we'd rather put into ourselves to make us cash rich. And to some of you, that might sound crazy, and that's okay, because you know why it sounds crazy? You are not an entrepreneur. You do not think like us. To be an entrepreneur, you gotta be a little bit crazy. Same way, many of you are making an argument that 30 years will go by, whether it's a mortgage or a rent, and in 30 years, I'm gonna be paying someone else's rent. I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy for believing that within that 30 years, you can't invest that same money you spent on interest or deposit or make yourself rich. If I'm not wealthy enough in 30 years, so I'm 25 now, by the time I'm 55, to have enough money to buy whatever house I want in cash, I think I failed in life. I think something's gone drastically wrong. I can't even fathom that reality for myself. I don't even see myself not being a millionaire by the time I'm 30, let alone 55. I'm 25 years old and I've already seen hundreds of thousands of pounds enter my bank account. So has Blessing, so has Faith. Funny thing is, Faith and Blessing own a property using the strategy that I just mentioned to you. Rather than putting money that they would have spent on a deposit, they put that money into themselves and they made enough money through their businesses to generate themselves a property. That's literally the method that I'm teaching you. This isn't La La Land, this is what people are actually doing. The reason why this post is so important now is because I want to show you entrepreneurs now to be an entrepreneur, and this is why I never advocate for people to be entrepreneurs, because to be an entrepreneur, this is what you got to deal with. You got to deal with people thinking you're crazy. This is what you got to deal with. The same way, we're entrepreneurs now, we don't call 9 to 5 as crazy. Maybe the bad entrepreneurs do, but the people in entrepreneurship now, that are good entrepreneurs doing their best work, we don't call 9 to 5 as crazy. But they're always coming to us saying that we're living in La La Land, we're doing this, we're doing that. And that's what you got to deal with, because being an entrepreneur, it will reveal a lot of people's insecurities. It will reveal a lot of people's insecurities. So if you want this for yourself now, this is what comes with. People saying you're crazy for wanting to make £1 million by 30, for making £1 million by 40, by 50, for wanting to buy a house cash in the next 10 years or next 20 years. They'll say you're crazy for that, bro. That's what you got to deal with. So when you sign up for entrepreneurship now, what Blessing and Faith are going through, for rather to invest in themselves, to make themselves cash rich as opposed to house rich, they will call you crazy and say you live in La La Land. And as an entrepreneur, yeah, that's what you got to fight through. Funny thing is, yeah, their La La Land is going to be your reality, and it's many of our realities. The whole narrative around, yeah, these two are gatekeepers, etc., etc. You lot follow my content now, yeah. You're inspired by me, you listen to my gems, you learn from me. I wouldn't be where I am today, yeah, without Faith. Let me tell you that for free. Both indirectly and directly. Back when I was in my final year of university, and Faith was in Dubai, and I was watching his stories, yeah, from my university bedroom, inspired by him, that's what motivated me to be the guy I am today. I made a video about a couple years ago, yeah, when I started a business, I was undercharging. Faith is the person that gave me the business gem now, yeah, to increase our prices and made me the entrepreneur I am today. Big up Black Bezos, Faith, yeah, real good guy, real good entrepreneur. He said, Austin, like, what are you doing? He said, Austin, like, why is it only 99p, bro? Also allowed me to give the gems that I gave to you lot, that you lot consume now, yeah, and that you're also going to use. So, you man don't know Faith has actually been doing this. He's been making money, and he's been giving back to people, and he's been putting people on how to make successful careers as an entrepreneur. So please don't run on that narrative. End of the day, the bottom line is this. You guys are not entrepreneurs, innit? So you can't fathom taking a risk, yeah, and trying to make yourself rich. So you would rather work a job, get on the property ladder, earn a steady income, then when you're 50, 60, retire and own the home. That's fine. To an entrepreneur, yeah, to us, that is crazy to us. We'd rather take that same money that you're going to spend on your interest, on your deposit, put it into ourselves, learn how to get rich, and by the time we're the same age as you guys, we'll be cash rich and could afford to buy your home, cash, and many more homes. There's nothing wrong with either or. That's the disparity of how we think, and that's why there's so much friction right now. But we don't think the same, and that's okay.
Yeah, what do you think about that, guys? Let me know in the comments below. You know, trying to put different thoughts about what is even better, like, you know, like to pay in the same mortgages, maybe, you know, maybe invest in business and just become an entrepreneur and pay it in cash. You know, we have different sides of mortgages, you know, and next video is about the guy that paid an insane mortgage, and you know, he even said it's okay for him. Let's dive into the video and watch.
It's actually crazy to see how high my monthly bills have become over the years. I remember when I had an apartment, it was like $1,800 a month. I had like a $500 car note, you know, very low expenses. Now I was looking at my monthly budget and I've got $25,000 mortgage, fucking $10,000 in car payments, like $4,000 in food, $1,200 in gas, $5,000 for like miscellaneous things like subscriptions and like insurance and stuff like that, which I am extremely grateful for. I'm very, very thankful that I can be in this position, you know, and be able to afford all of this. I know there's a time where I thought this is fucking nuts. How do people do this? I'm like, damn, fuck, lifestyle inflation hitting right now.
Yeah, what do you think about this, guys? Let me know in the comments below. Well, some people can afford the $25,000 for mortgage, you know. I'm very happy for him. Okay, guys, for this gentleman. Okay, guys, let's dive in the next video and watch.
So something life-altering has happened to me and my family, and I've been debating about whether I want to talk about it or not, but I just saw a TikTok of a guy that went through the exact same thing. The only difference was, in my opinion, it's worse for my family than what he went through, but I just saw that, like, he got through it, and so I'm going to go ahead and share my story. And the huge reason why I also didn't want to share it is because it's embarrassing, and I know it's like our fault, and we should have done our research, and we should have known better. So the blame is on us, but you live and you learn, and we have definitely learned from this experience. But what happened is that we purchased a home last December. We moved into it was our second home, so we had sold our first home, and we were able to purchase the second home. It was a beautiful home. The price was higher, definitely higher than our first home, but it was something that was doable for us, and it was our dream home, and we thought that we were going to raise our children in this home, and we were going to have this home for a very long time. And the mortgage was 3,832, which might seem high for some, but for us it was fine. We could do that. And so then in February, we received the new mortgage for the year that had like the escrow and all that, and it showed that we had an escrow shortage of $23,000 because whenever they had calculated the mortgage and the property taxes back in whenever we had purchased the home, they calculated it for the land. They didn't take into account that a home was going to be on the land. So whenever they realized, oh, there's a home on the land, then it gave us an escrow shortage of that $23,000. So our mortgage went from $38,32 to around $7,200 a month, $7,200 and change. So 3832 affordable, 7,200, no way we can do that. No way at all. Whenever somebody had mentioned how, a new home, they probably did calculate it land value, so it's probably going to go up. I was thinking, oh, maybe it'll go up $1,000, and I was prepared for that. Like, okay, we can do it. We can even though to me, like, that's expensive. Like a $4,800 mortgage is a lot for me, but I was like, we can do it, no problem. But to go to $7,200 a month, like, no, I live in Texas, and I could probably be living in a mansion or something close to a mansion paying $7,200 a month. Our home is not, or I could have 2 homes in Texas for that price. I could have 2 mortgages to pay $7,200 a month, even three homes. So, that was just ridiculous to me. And like I said, I know we are to blame. We should have done our research. The realtor that we had, she was not a good realtor. And the mortgage company was the seller's mortgage company, the one that they went with and recommended. So I'm sure, they knew what they were doing. They knew that they calculated it land value, and they showed us that 3832 because they knew that's what we could afford and we would purchase the home. And they knew that if they had told us the truth of how much it would be, that we probably wouldn't have purchased the home. So they knew what they were doing. So while it is our fault, we should have done the research and found out, that the price was only land value and it wasn't calculated correctly. I still feel like they, just being decent humans, they should have let us know that it's going to go up. So we have this escrow shortage. Thankfully, I called. So the mortgage company sold it to another mortgage company. So I called them, and what they did, I let them know, I'm like, we're going to sell our home. We're going to put it on the market. Like, we can't afford this. So they said, okay. So what they did was they stretched that 23,000 escrow shortage. They stretched it out for 3 years, which dropped our mortgage to now, I think it's 5,166 is what we're paying right now, which is still a lot. But our home is for sale. It's been for sale for a little over 40 days now. We haven't had any interest in it. So this is already going on our 2nd month that we're paying that $5,000 and change on the mortgage. And every month it's like, praying somebody, we need a buyer. And we dropped the price. We've already dropped the price 3 times. But it is what it is. We'd never expected in our wildest dreams that this would happen, but people need to be aware whenever you purchase a new home, you need to make sure that you ask your realtor, ask the mortgage company, are you calculating it on just the land, the property taxes, or are you calculating it as though there's a house on that land? Because there is a huge difference. And I don't want anybody to be in the same situation as us, where you end up having to sell your dream home. And then even, like I said, now, not only are we selling our dream home, but nobody wants to buy it. See, you can see there's our for sale sign right there. So I'm going to continue to pray, and I have faith in God.
Yeah, I feel sorry for this lady. I hope she's gonna be okay, and she will fix all these issues. Yeah, definitely, guys, make and do your research before you buy in any house. It's definitely good advice. And ask as many questions as you want. You're buying something which is very expensive, and you're buying something that you're probably gonna stuck for a long time with it. So definitely do your researches before you make such a strong move. Okay, guys, let's dive into the next video and watch.
Trust me, I didn't believe it until I saw it either. But our loan is going to be out for $180,000 at a 6.5% interest rate. So a little higher than we would like it. But there's an amortization calculator, and the girl I got it from, I'll tag her down below. She actually did mine for me, and then I downloaded the calculator so you could see the percentages, and I'll put a picture up here in a second. But yeah, it's a little crazy how much you actually pay an interest rate that you don't think you're paying for, but you are. Okay, here's this mortgage calculator. Our payment's gonna be $1,400 a month. This column right here is what you're paying monthly or like annually. And this is how much over like the life of the loan, the 30-year loan. So the life of the loan, I'll be paying $229,000 of interest, $66,000 of my property tax, unless it goes up, and we all know it does. Homeowners insurance, it's gonna go up also, we all know it does. $36,000 in total, $511,000, almost 512 is what we will be paying in total, basically, if we don't make extra payments, which we plan to do.
Yeah, guys, I decided to add also the calculator for you. You know, this why I'm making all these videos, because people can calculate and providing us with a good information and with good calculation of all these loans. I think it's very important. That's why I'm editing our show. What do you think about that, guys? Let me know in the comments below. Let's dive in the next video and watch, guys.
Okay, have you ever wanted to figure out like how much money your friends put down in their homes? Because I do, because I'm super nosy, and I just want a really quick and easy way to do it. So I'm just gonna share it for everyone and hope everyone can enjoy that how they will. Okay, so you go to homes.com and type in the address, and you scroll down, you keep scrolling through all this crap, and then you're going to get to this category here called property history. So the last time this house was sold was in 2020 for $320,000. So you keep scrolling, then you're gonna get to mortgage history. You're gonna be able to see how much they opened the mortgage for, which was $256 right here.
Interesting information. Have you know this information before, guys? Let me know in the comments below, Okay, guys, let's dive in the next video and watch.
So the mortgage industry is about to get fucked, and as somebody who lived through the 2008 crisis, and as someone who was also raised, I was 22 in 2008, and I grew up poor in an affluent area. So I knew that we were poor, but it looked on the outside like everyone around us was doing like really well. And it was very comfortable. But then when 2008 happened, in the aftermath, the amount of foreclosures and stuff, it just became very apparent that everyone that I grew up with, not everyone, but a lot of the people that I grew up with that I saw as like very well off were actually like living on credit card debt, or were like overextended upside down on their house, had taken out second and third mortgages. It was just very obvious that like it wasn't like we were poor, but a lot of other people were poor just living outside their means in ways that my parents were not willing to. So fast forward to the last few years, we were able to buy a house. My husband was blue collar. I was a stay-at-home mom, and we had a toddler and an infant in 2021 when we were trying to sell our first house that we were able to buy because we got down payment help from his grandparents in like 2019. And then in 2021, the payment was too high for my comfortability. We were living on $42,000 a year, and I want to say our payment was like over $1,000 a month for our mortgage for our first house, and I was not comfortable with that level, that amount, because that's just the mortgage. You're only supposed to spend 30% on housing, including utilities and stuff. But my husband, because he was the breadwinner, so he kind of bulldozed me in the choice of our first house. So part of like the conditions of us staying married was we're selling this house that we can't afford and buying one that we can. But on $42,000 a year, we were approved for like a crazy, like we were approved for, if we had taken the max amount, our payment I think would have been like $1,600 a month or something. And I was just like, absolutely not. Like, we're trying to get that down. We're not trying to go higher. And it was a battle to find. We ended up picking like basically the worst house in a decent neighborhood. I wanted it because of the proximity to the Greenway, and then also it's a very walkable neighborhood. Those are two things that were important to me, and that's basically the house that we ended up choosing. We separated, so now this is my house, and he lives with his mother. Neither here nor there, but like to me it was very evident, like especially so many young, we had young children. Most of my friends were young moms. There were so many people that were trying to buy houses then. And when we would talk about like the price ranges that we're looking in, they would be looking at like literally double what we were looking at for a house. And they're like, well, you know, that's just how much it costs. I'm like, that's how much it costs if you decide it needs to be 3,000 square feet. And like, that's how much it costs if you decide you need 3 bathrooms and 4 bedrooms for a family of 4. Like, that's not how much it has to cost. That's how much you're choosing to cost. But to me, like, it felt like the last couple of years, like, we were headed to 2008 all over again. Like, there are so many people that are overextended. It just takes a little blip, like a layoff for 6 months. I was raised in a family that my dad worked new construction, so you never knew, like, you never want to see dad come home early, like, one day, because that meant the job was over and he was now unemployed until the next one came around, which sometimes would be a week, sometimes would be a day, but sometimes would be 6 months. There were sometimes it was a year, you know. We had hard times, and my parents always knew that was possible, so they were very aggressive savers. And we also had a tight-knit community around us, so there were years that we ate off the food pantry at church that we had regularly donated to, and that's why my parents were big into like always giving to things like food pantries, because you never knew when we would need it ourselves. So you help others, they help you. This is community, blah blah blah. But to me, it was very evident that like we're headed towards that, and now I hate being right all the time, but it was just like, it's strap in, and I hope you're seriously looking at like, can you actually afford the life that you're living, and if you can't, what can you possibly do now to try to rectify that before you go into foreclosure. But I don't know, this is not a very peppy, happy video, but I'm deeply concerned about the state of the economy, and I'm deeply concerned about the state of everything that's happening in the world, and this will just compound the issues that we're already facing as a country. It's going to be a very turbulent couple decades.
What do you think about that, guys? Let me know in the comments below. I will be very happy to read them all, and figure out what do you think about that. Trying to add the storytelling videos also in our show, just to show you what is going on here. I hope you enjoy such format. Okay, guys, I'm done for today. I hope you enjoyed the show, and see you in the next episode. Be safe, guys, and bye for now.